Are you tired of the traditional content creation process? Neuron Writer provides you with easy-to-follow NLP-driven recommendations, and Google loves it. How to use Neuron Writer to become number one in Google. Start with the keyword you want to rank in Google for. Select the target market and language. Neuron analyzes your competitors' best content and suggests the ideas to cover and what Google users are looking for. With the draft generator, it's easy and effective to build the document structure. Neuron helps you write meta titles and descriptions and create article layout. You can quickly add the ideas to your content draft and rearrange them. Convert notes into paragraphs with the help of GPT-3. AI also helps you generate the beginning of a paragraph and develop or rephrase your statement. The content score and checklist will show you how you can improve your article. Questions from Google Suggest and competitor sites will help you enhance your article with answers the readers are looking for. Watch your content score surpass your competitors.
In the repository, you can very easily manage your current workflow and plan your content as well. So first of all, each analyze will give you information about the topic popularity, seasonality, competitiveness, so you can prioritize workflow. So you have here the information about the keywords, the target URLs, the difficulty, but of course, as I just said, you can also have extra information about volume trends, and for example, cost per click. It's really up to you which kind of columns will be visible as default, so you can change this very easy as you have seen. The second, you are able to easy and efficient use tagging and filters to understand content editorial process. So we are using tags for grouping the content into specific categories. You can use the tags that we prepare for you, or you can do whatever you like, whatever kind of tagging you like, to really fit into your editorial process in the company. So you can just use the tag like I just added, let's say June 2022, to understand that this is content that should be produced in this month, or you can just create any kind of tags that you like. We have two special statuses on tags. One is done, which means the content is done, and you understand, okay, this has to be published. Perfect. And the second one is archived. Archived means that this content is not really relevant anymore. These analyses can be hidden, and we are hiding these analyses by default. Later, as I said, you can really filter out everything. So you can filter out to show or hide the archived analysis, or use one of many filters which are here to really understand your workflow and understand what next should be done with your. When your analysis is done, the first what we have to do, we have to choose our right competitors. This is really important because if we choose right competitors, the recommendation will have much higher quality than with general competitors. What this means, it means like if you're looking on the keyword like best running shoes for women, you can understand already what Google prefers to give a users as answer to this intent. So if you look on the top 10 pages or top 30 pages, you'll understand that here we have a comparison landing pages like 24, 26, 14 best, 15 best, and so on. So this what Google understand from the user behavior metrics, that the page that could rank high for best running shoes for women should be a comparison page. And this is really, really important to understand if your keyword and this what we get from Google SERPs, it's really much your intent. So if you are willing to create, for example, product page or a category page that probably best running shoes for women, it's not the right keyword. Because if you would like to rank for best running shoes for women, you have to, I really repeat, you have to follow up the user intent. And users, when they are searching for this query, they are willing to browse for some kind of recommendation. So they are really are going to compare the one type of shoes with another shoes, one type of producers with another producers, brand to brand, and so on and so on. So this is how Google understand the user intent, and this is also how you should go for the user intent as well. So in this first ekran screen, you have to choose your competition. If you are not sure, you can just click next, but usually we just say like, okay, just take the best ones, few best, like I'd say like let's say like 8 best, and it's fine. If you see that the content score is low and so on and so on, you can just scroll down, you can choose something with a higher content score still, if they are talking about like for example 18 best running shoes, that's still fine and so on. And here you also have the length of the article. I wouldn't say longer is better, but if you are willing to really do a very extensive blog post, then of course it's better to compare yourself with articles which are longer. Okay, so if you choose this, just click next. Hey, in the editor window, you have a top menu which is split into the content editor and the top analysis. In the top analysis, you have information about competitors mainly. Then information about the keyword that we are aiming for, the language, the market, and target URL. If you have already target URL, you can define this target URL, or you can find a target URL that we will show you this later, how to find a best target URL for a specific keyword. Then in the left side, you have just an editorial window. So this is just a text editor when you can write the text, when you can generate the text. You can generate as well the meta titles, meta description, and you have information about the content length, content readability, and so on. Also, those operations here, like export, save, draft, mark as done, they are really related to the information which are in the text editor. Then in the right sidebar, you have a content score section, which will give you your current content score, competitors scores, and we are here presenting the medians of the scores from top 1, top 10, and also the competitors that you choose. A checklist where you can understand, where you can understand from where the content score is and how it was calculated, what to do also to bring the content score up to the maximal optimization, and also the content terms in the sidebar. So the content terms in the sidebar are divided into two sections: terms and headers. So we already proposed you the terms in H1, H2, what kind of terms should be there, and terms and articles, which are in two sections. So the basic sections means this is like really very basic vocabulary. You should just use this as much as we propose. And then you have also the extended vocabulary. And the extended vocabulary means that if you use these words, that it will extend your topic. So it will be, if you are thinking about it in Google Eyes, and we are talking about the expertise, this is for the expertise. So they will really understand that you know what you are talking about. Okay, and then here you have some ideas like, okay, what should I, or questions like, what should I cover, how the competitors cover it, and also you can get YouTube ideas to understand what are people talking about. Yes, like for example, here you have a very good review, top 5 women's shoes 2022, and so on and so on. So as you can see, there is a lot of materials which can be helpful for a copywriter to understand how to write the content. And also, if you have your own channel on the YouTube, it will be also very helpful to place the right videos into the articles, into the content that you are writing. Start with a draft. First of all, what is a draft? Draft is just article structure. So it's document structure which help you with the right meta description and right article layout. So if you just look on the meta, you can just use one of the titles from your competitors and then change it, of course. You can do the same with the descriptions. Just go through the descriptions, say like, okay, this is something that I like. Maybe it should be something different. Okay, this one or this one. You can really very easy compose the way how the snippet will be visible for end user, for someone who is searching for this information, and if will be click worthy. So this is really important here to understand that we are building here the trust between the search and the user, because they have to click on our snippet. So this is really important. You have here titles and descriptions from your competitors. Of course, we do not advise to use them one-on-one. This is just for your information to understand what they do and how you can do it better. Then in the section article layout, you can build very, very easy article from the user issues, from the user problems, why they are looking for these best running shoes. So what kind of problems you would like to solve. So typically you can just, as you can see, there is 200 headers and 200 questions could be as well leading. You can just start with something very basic like what, for example, yes? And we have all the what questions here, or how, and sorry, how, and we have how questions here, and so on and so on. So you can just build your story in the article based on the user intent. Yes. So, okay, first of all, best running shoes for women. So what are the best running shoes for women? Yes. What are, here we have it. What are the best women running shoes? So this is exactly what we're looking for as an opening sentence. Then what kind of, yeah, so I would say like, for example, okay, we can say like what are the differences between woman and man, but I wouldn't really cover this. I will cover this one, like what are the most popular running shoes in 2022 and what are the cheapest ones as well. Yeah, so popularity doesn't mean that they are affordable. What to look for, yes, And then you can go for how, and you can see how to test, yes, how to test running shoes, how to pick. And then you can just go and browse through all the sections to find a good article paragraph which will fit to this what you would like to communicate and be really close to the user intent. Yes. So of course here we have some information about like best road, best lightweight, it's a casual could be, yes, and so on, long distance, and so on and so on for trails, yes. As you can see, there is a lot of options here to go through, and specifically if you have your brand, for example, Adidas, yes, then you can very easily also filter the questions which are related to your brand. And of course, we are talking here about the questions from Google as well, yes. So there are not only the headers from the competitors, but you can also use the questions from Google, yes. Like for heavy female runners, yes. So okay, I'm a heavy runner. What should be good for me? And then you can just manipulate those sections and just place them according to your article structure, higher, lower, whatever you like. When it's fine, you can save it, or you can just straight copy to the editor. And this is how it looks like when you copy the article structure from a draft to the editor.